Matty, look how we can start.
Should we start with the cheers? Listen to this.
Oh.
That's a fancy wine glass. Have you ever heard
Did you
one?
hear that ting? The finest crystal for our Mum's Gone Mild kombucha session on the sofa.
In person.
Oh, look, we actually have to. Normally, we look at each other to do the welcome, but we're actually going to have to turn now and look.
I know we're going to have to go half
the camera.
to the camera, half in. It's completely thrown me.
Completely different. But I'm so excited. This is just like having a chat.
It's so exciting. So,
should we intro? I mean,
oh my God, I completely forgot about the intro.
Well,
I'm
cool,
so
yeah.
excited. I'm so thrown. Okay, you kick it off.
Kia ora, everybody. Welcome back to a very special episode of Untidy, where we are having a sofa session.
A chauffeur session.
Caveat, it is the end of the day. It has been quite a long day.
And we're having a chauffeur session.
And we're having a chauffeur session with kombucha. Promise it's kombucha. It's not our seventh hazy.
Half a kombucha and it's all going out the window. Bloody hell.
I'm Hannah Davison. I'm the co-founder. I'm the co-founder. I'm the co-founder and author of the My Big Moments picture books.
I'm the co-founder of...
I'm the co-founder. We're going to co-founder together. I'm the co-founder and author of the My Big Moments picture books. Look, I'm a mother. I'm a pet mother. You know, whatever. I put the bins out on a Thursday. However, look, I'm here with...
What are we going to go with?
What are we going to go with? My honestly,
weary.
Quite tired but very resilient co-host.
Oh, thank you, Bean. My name's Matilda Green. I'm a content creator. I'm a mother of 3 little children and mother to one little Jack Russell called Buster. Now, we do have some exciting news. Well, it's not news, it's just context.
I don't even know
it?
what's coming out right now. I said to Matty, guys, I was like, hey, listen, you need to be in charge of what we're talking about today because I've lost it.
Yeah, no, I've got it. It's all in the noggin. Bean, aka Hannah,
Yes.
is in Warkworth with me now.
This is why we're here. This is why we're sitting on the sofa together.
Such a thrill.
Yeah.
When I tell you, it feels incredible to just be lounging on a couch rather than... My podcast setup is not ergonomic and it's actually starting to take its toll on my lower back. So I need to sort that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in Warkworth and Bean, you've just gone for a little walk around the town this evening.
I've circumnavigated the village of... Is it a town or a village? It feels villagey.
Do you think?
Well, but it's sort of quaint.
It is quaint. It is.
You know, on the quaint scale, we're up there. I
Yeah.
took pictures of boats on my sojourn.
Well, a while ago, there was some excitement with the boats.
Go on.
I was getting the kids ready for preschool, and then I was like, there's smoke on them there hills.
Stop.
There's
I
like...
remember this.
Oh, have I told you?
No, but didn't we report it on smoke once before?
Yes.
Is this the same smoke incident or a different smoke
This one
incident?
was like a legit, like when I saw it, I was like, no, that's a fire smoke, and it's coming from the main street. I know. So I was like, right, kids, hurry up. We're going to preschool right now because we've got some things to investigate. Oh, no, that's right. Sorry. It was in the evening that I saw it when the kids had gone to bed. Obviously, I couldn't then get in the car and go have a look. I was tempted.
The story is changing.
I'm not going to lie. I'm an unreliable witness.
Are an unreliable witness. The story is changing. She could be lying.
I could be, but you can look it up, okay? You can look it up.
It was reported on in the Warkworth
It was
Gazette
on the
or whatever you've got
community-
here.
It's on the community.
It's on the community Facebook page.
So anyway, kids are in bed and I see smoke from the deck and I was like, that's the main street. There's something big happening. So I'm first on the community page. I didn't post, but I was
so you
perusing.
didn't rush down to see if you could assist in any way?
Well, I would have, but I was like, the kids are in bed. I can't really leave them alone.
Okay,
It
sure.
is frowned upon as a
All right.
mother,
No,
you
we'll
know.
allow it.
So I was like, all right, I'm just going to have to lurk on the Facebook page and hope that some other nosy person is going to post
Updates
about
it.
it. And I didn't
As
have to
it
wait
happens.
long, I'll tell you that. And somebody said there was a boat on fire at the jetty and then part of the wharf was on fire too. And I was like, oh my God. I was just refreshing, wanting updates of the fire.
Did you comment?
No, I lurked because I can't. I'm already a top contributor. I can't be adding to that.
You might want to maintain your position.
Well, I'm kind of hoping it'll fall off, to be honest. I don't really want the position. It's not very cool.
So now just being like a cat in a room.
Just watching.
It is awkward.
But then in the morning, I was like, right, kids, you've got to get ready quickly if you want to go and check out this burnt boat. And
Let's go be rubberneckers. Let me teach you something now, kids. Let me teach you how to rubberneck. Watch this.
This is how you stick your sticky beak into other people's business. Okay, watch and learn.
If you live in a small town, this is what you've got to do.
So we went down. I was like, come on, kids, let's go see what's happening. And there wasn't anything. But there was a lovely old man tending to his boat, which wasn't burnt. And he overheard me talking to the kids saying, yeah, there was a boat on fire. And he said, yeah, they had it towed down to the boatyard. And turns out it was a fire. And it started off. This is actually, like, where is the story going?
Halfway through that, I was like, here we go.
The man that owned the boat was tinkering around with the.
We're here now.
Let's
find out.
mean,
People are now wondering how the boat fire started. So let's just satisfy everybody's
I'm getting comfortable now.
Curiosity. She's leaning in.
So he was tinkering with the diesel boiler, and something went wrong and it caught fire. He was on the boat.
Bloody hell.
He was on the boat. He had to get rescued. Part of the wharf caught on fire. And they said it was his pride and joy. So it was actually a really sad story.
Starting the fire or the boat?
The boat.
Yeah. I bet starting the fire and burning the wharf wasn't just pride and joy.
No, I don't think he was excited about that. So anyway, I was like, kids, well, there you go. That's the story. Off we popped preschool.
And so satisfying to know the story though.
I know, wasn't it? But that old man probably thought, you nosy old.
But do you know what?
Bat.
He knew the story too.
Yeah, true.
And
he did. He was passing it on.
He couldn't wait to be the one in the know.
Because we didn't ask him. He overheard and was like, "You asking about the boat that was on fire? I've got the."
He's probably would have been waiting down there all morning, just ready to inform people.
Just scrubbing the same part of his boat over and over, just waiting.
It's clean as a whistle.
But you noticed something about Warkworth that is quite, it is quite a standout feature.
Okay, what I'm going to say about Warkworth is Great British Crimes that like are set in a village, you know, and then there's some kind of like elderly woman with nothing better to do who solves crimes.
Yep.
Warkworth has this
like a Miss Marple.
Yes. Who is your Miss Marple? This is not where I was going with this, but this is
who is our Miss
Marple?
Marple?
I was circumnavigating the town. I was like, this is the setting.
It is
of a quaint murder mystery,
and that makes me so happy because
there's
not much that I love more than a quaint murder mystery. Like I feel like that's my comfort watch. Would be like a Poirot.
Oh, same.
Or a Miss Marple.
A bit of Agatha Christie.
So
I grew
good.
up on Agatha Christie.
She's the classic.
I know. Just like nothing was more comforting to me. I tell you what I used to do as a kid. We'd go to the library. If we were planning a road trip, planning a long drive, we'd go to the library and I was allowed to check out audiobooks on cassette. Do you remember those large kind of like audiobook folders with like 8 cassettes in them?
Yes.
And I would just go directly to the murder mysteries.
Oh, they
I
were
loved
so
the
good.
Sherlock Holmes. I loved the Agatha Christies. And so as a kid, my parents were like, please, absolutely, let's listen to 7 Hours of Murder in the car.
If it keeps you quiet, whatever.
Loved it.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like
It's
a
very
good old
comforting.
whodunit. Why is it so comforting? Like someone has died and we're like, cozy.
Lovely.
You know,
Let's
murder.
snuggle up with a little bit of cyanide.
I wonder who the poisonous evil murderer is. Love it.
I know.
Yeah, it is bizarre how much
But
we
it's
love.
comforting for you too.
It's so comforting. Yeah, it is.
It's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
And I used to love watching like, we'd watch a lot of it as a family, and maybe that's why I find it comforting.
Because it's a safe murder mystery.
And a bit of the bill, you know. Do you remember the bill and like
I remember
the theme
bill.
song?
How does it go? Can you remember it?
I'm not going to get this right. It's like, da, 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 da. Is it?
Something like that. Yeah,
Google
okay.
that
I'm just
straight
gonna.
away.
I'm going to look it up.
What I will say about Warkworth as well, other than the lovely...
Hold on.
Oh.
Before you do that.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
I was
yes.
right. I mean, I can't sing it, but I was right. Oh, with their little boots walking
flute.
down the cobbled street.
Oh, yeah. On the beach.
Flute?
Pan flute, would you call that?
Was that a pan flute?
I thought it was. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
wouldn't mix pan flutes and crime.
No, you said, but for a cozy crime, you mate.
Oh, lovely cozy crime.
Yeah.
Settle in with a nice cozy crime.
But imagine like the crime dramas we have now. Like, come on, kids, let's, like sit round and watch, some of the shit that we've got on now. It's like so...
It's intense.
There's not that many cozy crimes now. It's like the murdery shows are really murdery.
Yeah, they're really intense.
Yeah.
Sometimes at home, because like the kids' rooms are off the hallway and then there's the living room and there's no door between the hallway and the living room and their rooms, and they like to have the doors open so they can often hear what I've got on TV. But if I've got something on TV that's really intense, I just connect it to like my Bluetooth headphones so that they can't hear.
Smart. Very smart. Yeah, because sometimes I wonder about that. Like when you've got something on and you're like, are they still awake? Can they hear this? I had on Love Island a while ago when my sister-in-law came to stay. She loves it. And at one point, Milo came out of his room because his room is off the lounge, which is really inconvenient. He came out and two of them were like snogging up a storm and he was like, what are you watching? And I was like, and then I tried to stop it, but I just paused it during the like the kiss. I was like, go on, how do I get this off? And he was like, what's that? I was like, must I show my 5-year-old Love Island? Like, no.
Oh, well, I actually, well, you know how Frankie said that if I was on maths, I wouldn't be very successful. I mean, considering the people on maths, I find that really, as I go on to watch the show, really quite insulting. And then I actually watched an episode of maths with Alex on the weekend because I was mid-gardening. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to take a break with lunch. I'm going to watch an episode of maths. I need to put my feet up. I'm tired.
Oh, what a day.
Took a load off. And so he was just like, I thought he just wanted to hang out with me. So he's like, must I watch this shit? I'm like, yes, you actually must, because there's no other choice.
This is what I'm doing.
Either you watch my shit, we watch your shit, and I'm sick of that. And we watched the commitment ceremony. So the on the couch sessions with the couples where they talk about all the issues. He sat there and he read the body language and the looks and what they were saying, and he just completely analysed them. He's like, she's not even looking at him. She's not even looking at that. She's like, that is stabbing words. She is stabbing him with her words when she says that.
Alex the analyzer. He's so good.
I know. I'm like, who is this guy going to be?
He'll be like, I bet he'll be some kind of like forensic
psychologist.
Forensic psychologist or like, I don't know, something really cool and interesting. And
I hope so. It was pretty amazing.
Wow.
And then I was like, what about them? What do you think about them? Then what are they going to say? Are they going to stay or are they going to go?
Oh my gosh, I can't
loved
believe I'm
it.
going to be watching maths
together now.
Oh, like there's that stage to look forward to as well. Like every stage is genuinely awesome and has its cool things, but like I am excited to be able to like watch the same thing.
I know.
And to like genuinely enjoy.
Both get something out of it. And I was like, see, it is actually very interesting, isn't it? Because you get to analyse all these relationships and it's so fascinating.
Well, it's really, really weird people.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I was absolutely wrapped. And then I was like, God, he just must analyse me all the time.
Gosh.
I know.
It's quite almost unnerving. Unsettling.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Cosy Crimes.
Back to Warkworth as the scene of Miss Marple.
Oh, you could be a Miss Marple. You need a bit of age on you.
I do, yeah. But,
stop using FPS.
Check my house.
FPS. Stop using SPF. Future problem solving. That's what we're doing. we are future problem solving.
Okay, stop using SPF and just generally get fuck all sleep, and I'll start looking older by the day.
Yeah. I mean, you're already hanging out at the antique fairs.
I am. Yeah, I would fit right in. It's just the looks that I think need to.
You don't need to change your decor, as we know.
No, decor is on brand for Miss Marple.
Oh God. Okay, another thing I noticed about Warkworth. how many churches per capita are we running here? Like a lot of like RSAs, sort of community kind of.
Yeah, the town hall, RSA, the churches. We do like a community gathering in Warkworth.
Noticed. So I had a little evening walk last night, and every single church, community kind of hall, RSA situation I went past, full of people doing community things, gatherings as far as the eye could see. I was like, no one's at home in Warkworth.
Everyone's
all sitting together,
out the tune. Yeah.
being part of the active members of the community. What are they all doing?
Well,
This is such a community place.
it really is. It
Seriously,
really is.
right for a cozy crime. Right.
I know, because it would
did-
be a really good whodunit. Like, we're all part of the community and
I
we're
actually
all
saw a crime.
tight knit.
I saw a crime yesterday.
What was the crime?
Someone littered. Was that a crime?
It absolutely
On the road.
is. Like from a car?
No, they were walking. They were intoxicated, so I didn't want to say anything because I was on my own.
Right. What'd they look like?
2 men.
Okay.
I would call them mid-40s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Intoxicated, walking home.
Mm.
One of them just decided he was carrying an empty cardboard box, just decided to leave it on the road.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Drinking on the street, Matilda.
Not in our town.
No.
Not in our town.
It didn't marry up with what I've
No.
been seeing of Warkworth.
Miss Marple's on the case. I'm gonna find these people
These
disturbing the
litterbugs.
peace. Yeah, no, we're not having that in our town. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but what is everybody up to here? Everybody is gathering.
We do a lot of gathering, and I think maybe it's a small town. No, actually, it's a medium-sized town thing. Like, because we have a small town vibe, but actually a lot of people, there's a lot of little clubs. Like, there's the theatre group. They're currently doing Dial M for Murder. Would you believe it?
I can't believe it. Well,
So that's
sign
probably
me
what you
up. I'll
saw.
be the first in line for a ticket for that.
So that's probably what you saw at the town hall would be Dial M for Murder.
Oh my God, how
I
exciting.
know.
I saw musicians.
Yes.
I wondered if you were missing choir practice at one point.
Well, I'm not part of the choir anymore, and
they kick you out?
and the choir is in Medicana. Well, I can't with my job because it's in the
job,
evening.
the
My
job,
job,
The job.
my 9 to 5. Except it's later, but yeah. So the choir is in Medicana, but I think there is a Warkworth one, but it's more along your. What's the word? Not gospel, but like
You're going to offend someone now.
your glory.
Well, you love a bit of that. You love a bit of glory, wouldn't you?
I do, but like not for every song.
Okay, sure.
That vibe, like I quite like a modern. Maybe we could
Mix it
sing
up.
some Beatles or something, but they're quite
Traditional?
choral, quite choral.
Okay, gotcha,
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Don't want to, that's what you're saying.
yeah. It's just too much for me, So that's the town basically, and it is a really nice little close-knit vibe, but it can get a bit. For example, this is a classic small town thing, and I looked at a house on the other side of Warkworth. This was ages ago, about 6 months ago or something, and we went to the open home, and we also went to the auction. And a friend of mine who works at an establishment in Warkworth, she was like, "Hey, are you moving to XYZ Crescent?" And I was like, "No, where did you hear that?" She goes, "Oh, 2 old ladies were in the waiting room talking about it." And I was like, who? How did they? And she was like, "Oh, well, apparently their friend lives on XYZ Crescent, saw you guys going to the open home and then saw you at the auction and was like, interesting." And then it all spread and everyone's gossiping in the bloody waiting room of the clinic. And I thought, first of all, inaccurate. You're actually spreading misinformation. We didn't buy the property, but it's just, they just talk. People call it Talkworth.
Talkworth. Well, you get that in small towns.
You do.
Well, lucky you hadn't
You
been
would
doing anything.
know.
I would know, Matty.
Yeah.
Yes, I would know. Lucky you weren't doing anything more salacious than
I
looking
know.
at a house.
I know.
But you need it to be Talkworth because when you're Miss Marple,
You need to have your finger on the pulse.
You need your finger on your pulse. You need your ear to the ground, finger on the pulse.
I do.
You need everyone to come and talk to you. You need to be the person who's all unassuming, that people just hover around the community shop and listen in.
Exactly. And I have been guilty of sometimes spreading gossip before, so I've got to try and rein that in. I am careful about my gossiping tendencies because I do sometimes get a bit sucked in. When I'm like, did you hear? I do sometimes do that, and I have to work on that because it's not good to gossip. It's not a good habit. I don't like gossip. Yeah. But isn't it just like it's such a pull, don't you think? Every now and again it feels so good to just have good gossip. It's so bad. Speaking of being Miss Marple, I did something the other night which I did an exercise class. Mm-hmm. That is not what your class is called. It's not a cool thing to do.
I can't wait for the Miss Marple segue here. Was it like aqua aerobics?
Zumba. Zumba. One step away from aqua aerobics.
I think that's at least 3 steps. Hey, I used to love a Zumba class in Colvin. I was great at Zumba.
Oh, isn't it so fun?
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
I haven't been for years.
Yeah.
When's it on? Can we go?
It's actually not in Warkworth. It was in the city that I went to. But
okay.
Because I was like, look, because I was just having a jog on the treadmill, warming up before doing some weights, and I just
boring. Couldn't
be bothered. I saw there was a class on. People were milling about waiting for a class, and I was like, I'll just have a look and see what it is. Zumba. And I was like, this is what I feel like doing tonight. And it was so fun, and I was so shit. I was so shit at it, and I really thought that I'd be really good. Yeah, because I do rate myself as being quite a good dancer, but I was like,
I've never seen it in action.
Well, I have, but it was more like he was going so fast.
It is fast.
And I just couldn't quite figure out which arm was doing what.
And you're turning the wrong way into people.
I was constantly turning the wrong way. And I was like, it's really he's a mirror. He's a mirror. Why am I finding that so hard to understand?
But I think you need to go to 3 of them and then you've got it, because they do the same ones.
Okay.
Know? Not all the time, but a lot of the same main ones. This is how it was when I did it, Matty.
Yeah.
And once you've gone to
I don't think it's changed.
3 of them, I don't think it's changed too much. Once you've gone to 3 of them, you know what you're doing. And then you start to be like, actually, pretty good dancer.
Move aside, ladies. I'll be grapevining here, so you might want to give me some space.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so funny.
Are you going to do it again?
Yes, I definitely am. Because I got a bit of a sweat up.
Yeah.
It was a good little
fun
aerobic workout, and I had a good time, and he kept being like, smile. And I was like, yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. I'm trying to concentrate here, Ricky, for God's sake.
For God's sakes, Ricky. Well, Lana, who makes our social media reels, she wants me to go line dancing with her.
Absolutely do it.
And I have said I will.
Oh,
and I'm saying it again here. I will. I'm not really interested in line dancing, but I think as an experience, it'll be fun.
It will only be fun.
It can only be fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's sure it might not be the biggest workout you've ever had, but it's fun and it's community, and
I'm going to have a good time. And the people watching is going to be great. Yeah, and I don't think it's even very far away from my house, so I've got no excuse.
Perfect. Yeah. And then you can report back for the pod.
Yeah. And I still want to go to West Coast Swing.
What's that?
West Coast Swing.
Oh, yes, that's right. The swing dancing.
Yeah. With another friend who we've been like, we need to dance.
We must dance. Now, speaking of reporting back for the pod, last we spoke, you were in the middle of getting an ADHD diagnosis, and she was saying,
thank you.
I think
what we've got here. I think what we've got here is a classic case of ADHD.
Which you kind of knew. So
which I was not going to be surprised about at all. The great news is, Matty, is that I do in fact have ADHD. What I've got is combined ADHD. I have inattentive and hyperactive ADHD. Often, when you think about ADHD and little boys, you imagine little boys running around class and being super, distracted to everybody and not listening, all that sort of stuff. But with hyperactive ADHD in girls and women, the hyperactivity is on the inside. Yeah. So that's all happening inside of my head. is the hyperactivity, and
Right.
then the inattentive stuff is the fact that I can concentrate on things for about a minute. And then I forget what I was doing, or I go somewhere else and I get halfway through that and then I go, what the fuck was I doing before? And then I get halfway through something else and then I just keep going in loops. Anyway, so great news.
It is amazing to me because you were saying how a friend said to you, like, I'm so surprised, because you said, and to me, I'm like, you get a remarkable amount of things done, and
Imagine
to me,
how
you're
much
like,
I could get done.
and to me, you're like really orderly and efficient.
Oh, you should see my plastic straw. It's fantastic.
I bet it is.
Oh my God, it's amazing. But I need order to often feel okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like disorder, I find.
So it's disordered in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I can organize like my external world, that makes me feel more calm. And then disorder, I find just like creates more mental clutter. Yeah. So anyway, and people have been asking how I feel about it. And I feel validated and relieved.
I bet.
That's how I feel about it. Because I did have a thought before the official diagnosis. I did have a thought. I was like, well, if this isn't what's going on,
then what is it?
What's going on?
Yeah.
This can't be what everybody is dealing with. So it's great. So the next step is I get referred onto the Canterbury pathway, and then they're the ones that work out like what medications might be helpful and what other things I can try. So I've got all these recommendations, like not just for medication, but also for other modalities. And so that's really exciting. So I'm
That's
like, this
really
is cool
exciting.
because I get to like learn and understand about what's going on in my brain and what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to keep everybody updated.
Please do, because I feel like there will be some people listening or watching that will have the same maybe suspicions that you had, and they might be thinking of looking into getting a diagnosis.
Yeah.
So, how handy that they've got you to
Be a guinea pig.
be a guinea pig
And
for
you know
them
what?
all.
I'm happy to.
Oh, that's really cool, Bean. And yeah, I bet it is really validating, thinking like, this isn't just random behaviors, this is like your brain is the way that it is because of this thing, and how nice for you to be like, yes, that is my experience.
Yeah.
And there is a name for it.
Yeah.
And now I've got a bit of a, track.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because then like I don't know and will never know what parts of me are because ADHD and what parts of me are because that's who I am and that's my personality. And it will be, blended.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing.
That's so cool. Yay.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Yay for that.
Yeah, I go through like some days I'm like, yeah, I've definitely got ADHD. And then other days I'm like, no, I don't. So
Maybe I was just tired.
yeah, maybe I was just tired.
Maybe I just haven't slept properly in about 7 years.
Art thinks I do, but then he's
Why
like,
does he think you do?
he thinks I do because I'm constantly starting things and then moving on. So like this morning, for example, like I put my poached eggs on and then just like walked away. And
Whoa.
and he was, I know, crazy
I mean,
stuff.
like, you sacrifice.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I take an egg very seriously, Matty. Did you end up with a hard yolk?
Well, I don't mind a hard yolk, but like I was just like, I feel like I know how long it's going to take. I'll just come back. And then of course I was on to something else.
Yeah.
I was like doing my hair and makeup and I was like, are you having these eggs or what? And I was like, oh yeah. So he's constantly just like following me around, reminding me of things that are happening in another part of the house. And he's like, that's ADHD, isn't it? Like
That is ADHD. Like,
yeah. Well, it's a spectrum, right? Like anything. So
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe further that way because when I do think I'm quite good at time management, but then I can start things, okay, but it's just the prioritizing of the of what is falling into the time management. So I can manage the time, but sometimes with the wrong things, Yeah. Like I remember when we were doing something, we were like getting ready to go somewhere. We were like packing to go away, and I had this thing where I was like really wanted the house to be nice and clean for when we got home, which is
I love
standard.
That,
And Art was like packing the car, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm just finishing off the windows," and he was like, And I like had the squeegee out with the, because we've got these
like
French
everyone's in their
doors.
car seats.
Yeah.
And Matty's squeegeeing a window.
He was like, it doesn't matter. Like, just, what are you doing? Help me pack the fucking car. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. This can absolutely wait. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. So yeah, there's definitely like tendencies.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just everyone, and I guess the further along the spectrum, the more tendencies.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to kind of like get a number of markers to sort of qualify for having whatever type.
Right.
And had I read my report like I was supposed to have done by now, I would be able to tell you more about that. But we're going to save that for another episode because I did not get that job done on time.
But do you also feel like you've sort of done with it now?
Well, now I'm like, yeah, I've got the answer.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we need you to read the report. We need you to do it within one business day of when it's sent to you. I absolutely have not.
Within one business day.
I know. Look, I like a deadline because it adds pressure, but I had a lot of pressure from other areas, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that one's...
Yeah. I've got my answer. Yeah, I've moved on.
Yeah, just refer
I'm on to
me.
something else
We're
now.
good. We're good from here. Like, I'm sure you've done a great job. I'd trust you.
Yeah, I'm sure the notes are fine. Okay.
I've paid you. You're the professional here. You seem to have done a good job up to this point. I can only assume that your reporting is just as good as my previous experience.
And she's probably like, yep, you should read it. But also, she doesn't give a fuck. She's got her money. She's
knows that
diagnosed you.
yeah.
She's like, read it or not,
And then
whatever.
I saw the referral go on to like my GP and the next thing, and I'm like, she's just carried on without me, and that's exactly what I needed her to do. She probably knew that it was never coming back. She's like, this is the bit that doesn't get done.
Yeah, she's just, and there goes another one out the door, and yeah, she's not bringing that back. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
she's fallen out of the process at the same point as everybody else.
No follow through those ADHDs. No bloody follow through.
Oh, goodness me. So yeah, that's great.
That is really great. Yeah. And it's reminding me that I need to finish my sewing. I've started. I know I'm still on Milo and Audie's summer PJs. We're coming into winter now, aren't we?
They go to penny next, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And like their size, like Milo's one's a size 7. So we've got a wee while to wait till
Maybe
little
that's the
Penny
problem.
can
The
fit
deadline
them.
isn't tight enough. You need the pressure
I think that's what it is.
to actually get it done.
And also the main fun part for me is buying the fabric and the patterns.
Which is already done.
Which is done. And so I sort of had
So
the
it's not actually
dopamine
dressing
hit.
your children. It's not
No, it's just buying stuff.
It's just choosing things you might like to see on your children.
Yeah,
at some point.
exactly. Being like, I'm going to make that and I'm going to feel really good about it. And then I start and I'm just sort of like, I feel like I've already had the dopamine hit from buying the fabric.
You did.
Yeah. But no, I am gonna push through. I've cut out the pieces of the pattern.
We'll be
and the
checking. We'll be
fabric.
looping back to this.
Yeah, please do. I need someone to, because Aunt doesn't give a shit whether I do the sewing or not, but like, I need someone to care. Somewhere.
I care.
Thank you. So
Probably
you
won't
can
remember. I've
keep
got a
me.
horrible memory. We're gonna write it in the
let's be
chat.
honest. We're never gonna remember.
Well, do you know what else I keep? Do you know what tab I've got open on my computer?
What?
Future Me website
Oh
where I talked about,
God.
you know, how I wrote like my intentions for the year.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to send that to myself the first day of every month.
You haven't done it, have
Do
you?
you know what's happening next week?
What?
April. Do you know what I haven't done?
The sending of the future me.
I have not.
Oh my God. I had the
know
same
where I'm at.
thing.
Do you know, I know, but I know I've ticked things off that list because part of it was to like actually take some actions that were going to take care of me and the way that I worked and my ability to be like productive and work with purpose and do the things that I want to do. One of those things was to get glasses and get my ADHD diagnosis. And look at those two things. They are done,
And it's only April.
It's still March.
It's still March. It's not even April yet. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, that's so. Excuse me. You're absolutely nailing it.
You know what?
I
I'm
reckon.
just a quiet achiever.
Yeah, take it. Absolutely take it. I
will.
remember that my word for the year was courage.
Ooh.
And great word, eh? And it has actually. There's been times where I've been like, no, word of the year is courage, and it's given me a little like.
I've forgotten what
pep
my
in
word
my
of the year
step.
was.
I feel like it was.
I wanted to like feel free in everything that I did. Was that something like
It was
that?
freedom, wasn't it? Freedom?
freedom?
I think it was.
Well, I do feel free, Matty.
I think you. I
feel a
think you
great
are free.
sense of freedom.
Great.
Yes.
Look at us embodying our 2025 what do you call them?
Yeah.
Resolutions. Intentions.
Yeah, we weren't going to resolve any. We weren't having resolutions because we're already great. Like, we don't need fixing.
There's nothing to resolve.
Just like minor tweaking.
Yeah, we're just refining at this point.
Yeah.
We're refining.
Refining.
Intentions. Yeah, I like that. And I have gone back to it. So I think it's worth doing a word or something.
Yeah, I like a word. I like
a word's
because
nice.
then you can be like, does this align with my word? Does this choice or what I'm doing align with my sense of freedom or courage or whatever?
And it does.
You know what?
So
I'm
there
proud
you
of
go.
us.
Yeah, go us. God, we are so perfect. It's actually sickening. Now, let's do some what we're listening to.
Oh, yes.
Because I have so many podcasts that I need to tell you about because I suddenly have a lot of time in the car going to my new job. And so I spend an hour and a half in the car a day
going to
my job. And so I have been listening to a lot of things.
Oh my God. Well, this is great. I can't wait. Now, we'll just caveat this with like, you are allowed to take these recommendations if you're up to date with Untidy. Otherwise, keep listening. Oh, do we have some good stuff coming up? Ooh.
We've got some really good convos coming your way, folks.
Excited about
Should we just talk about some, like, doesn't matter?
No, of course it doesn't matter. Yeah, so long as they're recorded, you can talk about them.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so we just recorded Ali Moore and we talked to her about her new book, No Words for This, and my God, what a convo.
Let me tell you, Matty and I were talking about doing this interview with Ali, which we got to do in person, which was really special, and it was a really powerful conversation. I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
I loved it. I'm a massive Ali Moore fan now.
She's so wonderful.
Absolute fangirl.
Yeah, me too.
She's so cool.
Me too. Oh, we love Ali Moore.
We love her.
Yeah. So that's coming up soon.
That's coming up. And the book genuinely is
incredible.
fantastic.
Yeah. So
genuinely. Good. Don't have to say this.
No.
But we are.
Because it's not just like a celebrity autobiography. It's so much more than that. Don't you think? It's like such a beautifully written memoir.
Away too much.
Yeah, we don't want to,
like,
but it's
deep purpose.
It is intense.
And it's intense, but it's a like very important conversation.
Yeah.
And we think you all should buy it. Yes. Okay, let's talk about what we're listening to and watching, because we've got some good stuff. And we were really like, good stuff. Don't tell me about that here. Tell everybody about it.
Save it for the pod. Okay, so other podcasts that
have you got?
I'm currently listening to. So there's been some real goodies. So there's one called Blink. Have you listened to Blink?
No.
Oh my God. So it's about this guy, Jake Handel, and he basically gets this brain disease from using drugs. So he was dabbling in quite a lot of heroin. Yeah, he was sort of like a high functioning heroin addict, and he met his wife. They got married, or his girlfriend, and they got married, became husband and wife. And he basically got this brain disease from the drugs, and they said he's got like 6 months to live, and he's just basically going to get worse and worse and worse, and he's going to become a vegetable and then die. And so his speech went, he couldn't talk, he was like paralyzed, but he was still like cognizant. And anyway, it turns out his wife was like
Cozy crime.
real cozy crime. She was like poisoning him, and then she like abandoned him.
Woman's
Classic
crime.
Yeah.
If you are up to speed on your crimes, you know women love a good poisoning.
We do love a slow and steady poison, just little bit day by day, and it's just so good. So it's told by Jake. So he obviously survives from the first episode. He's talking about it. Wow, it's so good.
So he's talking.
He's sort of talking like this because he's like has brain damage.
Oh my God!
I know, but it's a wild story.
Blink.
It's called Blink.
Okay.
So there's that. And then something sophisticated I'm listening to, which is really great. You will love it, called The Secret Life of Books.
Cute that you think I'm sophisticated.
Like, you're very sophisticated. But, what I like about this podcast is, we've talked about it before, is we have an intelligent audience
Yes, we
who
do.
we can talk about sophisticated things.
Sophisticated. Yes.
But then we can also laugh at a poo story
Yes,
and
we
just
can.
laugh at really silly, because we can be very silly on this podcast, which I love.
Are you going to talk about the text you got from your husband this morning?
No, I am. Okay, yes. Speaking of silly, we were on our way to interview Ali Moore.
Big interview.
Big interview.
Day, you know, we'd worked on this.
We were a bit nervous.
And what you're expecting from your loved one is maybe some, hey, you've got this.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in you. You guys are great. Like, you're gonna do such a good job, and just good luck for today. But what did you get, Matty?
I got... Can you please crack the window or turn the fan on after you dump? Jesus. And Ben was like, I mean, we've been in the car for like 10 minutes and he only just texted to you. Like, it must be a real doozy. And it was, actually, it was. So there you go. It's like, that's so nice. That's just the little boost I needed before this big day.
It was the boost I needed. And I was like, real passive, I'm crying. Real passive aggressive move on Maddie's part as well. To purposefully take a massive smelly dump and then shut everything so it could punch her out of the face when it went into the bathroom.
Oh my god! Yeah, what a gift.
What did he do? What did he do to you?
Like, all he's doing is like looking after all the kids while I'm like trying to get everyone sorted while I'm out for the whole day.
Job.
And what do? Leave them a big old methane gift.
Oh my god. Okay.
The poor man. The poor man just trying to live his life. God. Anyway.
So sophisticated.
Yes.
Podcast. Secret Life of Books, you say?
Secret Life of Books.
Go
so
on.
it's this really great duo, Jonty and Sophie.
Great names.
And they basically talk about they talk about classics. And they talk about like between the lines things that were kind of happening in the background of the book, or like it's so good. They are so good.
And what sort of books have they talked about that you've read?
Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, classic.
David Copperfield. George Orwell, Animal Farm, but I haven't read that.
I don't want to read it.
I don't think I want to read it either. No, but they're funny, they're smart. It's just such a good podcast.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
Because sometimes I feel like I do froth over true crime, and I'm like, maybe I should branch out.
Yeah. I like to get into a good serialized crime pod when I'm doing like a big mundane kind of job, like gardening or,
Yep.
when I painted my deck or when I did my sleep out or something like that. That was so good because then you just can't wait to get back to it because like, what's going to happen next? You know? That's good. I tell you what I started today, the telepathy tapes. Have you listened?
I've listened to the first
this.
3/4 and it is wild.
I'm halfway through episode 1 and I'm like,
Because you can kind of see where it's going.
I can see where this is going. Oh, can you explain it then, because you've listened to more of it and I'm just beginning. But
yes.
Yeah, this has been recommended to me by 2 other people. So I was like, all right, fine, I'm in.
It is amazing. So it's basically, she's a journalist, isn't she? I think. Is she a journalist?
Sounds that
the
way.
host? Yeah, I think she's like a journalist or a researcher or something. No, she's a journalist. And so she teams up with this researcher who's like what is she? She's a professor at a university.
I'm so glad I gave this to you. What a handball.
She's a professor at a university.
She's very sophisticated.
She's so sophisticated. Yeah. And she's probably got a PhD. I reckon she would. And anyway, she does research around non-verbal autistic children. And some families were getting in touch with her being like, I think my non-verbal autistic child can read my mind.
Yeah.
And so she's done all these experiments around it. And basically, on the podcast, they did a bunch of experiments to prove that these children could read the minds of their mother or caregiver or whoever. But it does get more wild. Do you want me to just like
spoil it.
tell you.
Just a little bit. Just a little
Okay,
bit.
spoiler alert coming. Fast forward 30 seconds if you don't want to hear it. They find out that they can speak to each other.
Oh, I just got chills.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
Wow.
Yeah, and how they're treated like toddlers.
Yeah.
You know,
They're treated
but
like
they're
vegetables.
so intelligent and so incredible, and they can speak telepathically to each other.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that just...
Oh, well, I'm going to keep listening.
Oh, yeah, do. Because, I mean, it challenges everything that we think we know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I've been quite surprised that I haven't seen it in any news.
I have seen it in, like, when I've been looking at the podcast charts, like, narcissistically to see where we are.
Of course.
But I've been seeing it up there, like, right up the top of the podcast charts. I'm like, this has been recommended to me twice. It's up the top of the podcast charts. I'm going to check it out. Okay, that's good. All right. And we discovered we are watching the same thing.
Let's say at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Adolescence.
I don't know. It's really silly. But because we're here, we can do it.
Because we can be silly. Because we're not doing a sophisticated podcast today. We're doing a silly one.
No, we've been sophisticated too much today
Yeah,
already. It was
we've had enough of
actually
that.
exhausting. I loved it, but it was exhausting. I'm really tired.
Now we can just sit down, have a booch, and just talk about doing smelly shits
Cozy crimes.
and husbands and cozy crimes.
That was a cozy crime you did today, Matty. That was a very cozy crime.
It was, yeah.
There's only one suspect.
No, it was me. The writing's on the wall. It was,
Did
no,
you?
you're not.
Matty,
Of course
it's
not.
disgusting. It's just taking it too far.
Jesus.
Okay, sorry. All right, child murder, great.
What were we talking about?
Adolescence.
Adolescence.
Yeah,
Yes.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Adolescence.
So you're a bit further along than me.
Well, I'm only half an episode beyond you. But episode 2, there's only 4 episodes. So it begins with an arrest of a 13-year-old boy, as you know, Jamie. And the intense thing about it is that the whole thing is all filmed in one shot. So each episode is all one shot.
And how about like at the end of episode 2, this isn't a spoiler, but at the end of episode 2, when the camera just like flies above the town and that incredible song.
Yes.
So did you know that the girl that's singing that song is Katie? Yeah.
Oh, okay, that gave me chills. We
know.
don't want to give away too much. Actually,
No.
we definitely don't want to give away too much.
I'm going to stop talking about it now because it really is worth a
So
watch.
it begins with 13-year-old Jamie, the police busting into his house and getting arrested for, do we say?
Well, you find out pretty quick. There's a girl that's been murdered.
Yes, and he gets arrested for the murder. And that's all we're going to say.
It is so good.
It's so good. It's so intense. And I do find it hard to watch that kind of subject matter. But the show is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really good. The acting is amazing. Have you ever tried acting?
No, only at school. I was a dancer, Matty.
Oh, of course, you're a dancer.
Let's not forget.
Yeah,
I
she was into
dancer.
dance.
Yep. Used to get about in my white unitard with a little bit of camel toe. That's on film.
Nice. Yeah.
They got that on VHS.
Period camel toe, wasn't it? For one time.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. It was period camel toe. I've got that on VHS.
Oh my God. I mean, I always thought that acting would be really easy. So I was like, how hard is it? You just pretend. Like,
Have you done it?
Anyone can do it. And I
Well,
tried
do you
to do
have
it.
to? I mean, you kind of have to do it for ads and stuff. I mean, or like, is
Well,
that sort of different just because you're just
no,
like,
because
this
I'm
is
always
just advertising?
myself, you know, like
You are acting as Matilda Green. That's true.
presenting is one thing. Like I can present,
Yes.
but I can't.
You don't
Like
pretend to be
I always
anyone
thought
else.
I could act. I was like, how hard could it be? It's fine. And then I did an audition for an ad years ago. We had to pretend that we were doing DIY, but like
Surely
in
you guys would be really good at
silence.
that.
Well, we'd only been together like a year, so it was early on in our relationship. We
Hadn't
never
done that
had
much role
kids
play
or
at that
anything. Hadn't done a lot of actual DIY, and I was so bad. Like Art was a bit shocked. He was like, "Oh, okay, no, you actually really can't act." It's because I was like, "Yeah, you know, let's just do it." I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to move my face. I didn't know. It was like, what do I do with my cheeks? How do I do this? And I was like, it's actually really hard.
Yeah, never tried. You really put me off too.
Yeah. I think you'd know by now.
I think I would. And the fact that I'm not at all interested in giving it a crack is quite revealing.
Yeah, it means it's not for you.
It's not for me.
No, and that's good. Well, on that note,
do you want to go to bed? I mean, not together. Like that sounded like a proposition.
Well, we've already got the ring light up. You know, we are on YouTube.
Let's really be content creators. Seeing as we're here,
online content creators, no less. Anyway, hey, I am going to go to bed.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's 9:04, and you're tired.
I usually like to have lights out at 9:30, so I've got to.
You better skedaddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that so
This
fun?
is so nice. We must do this again sometime.
We must. Okay, well, next time you're in Warkworth,
Can't wait.
I'll alert the churches and I'll alert
I
the.
feel like I need to go to some kind of.
Miss
Wait,
Marple.
when's this M for murder or whatever it's called on?
Well, it's on at the moment.
It's on
Yeah, it's on
already?
now. So I mean,
God.
what's tonight?
What's
Tuesday. It'll be on like a Thursday or Friday.
Oh, we've got girls' night on Thursday.
Should we just go to Dial M for Murder
Yes,
for our girls'
screw it.
night?
Let's not forget. Oh, well, look, Warkworth, I hope it goes great.
Yeah, it will. They're a bloody good theatre group. Good on them.
Oh, well, the groups are thriving here, let me tell you. What a community.
Yeah, we do
Such
love a hobby.
community.
Yeah,
Real community.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, I get it.
Yeah, it's a cute little place, isn't
is
it?
nice.
Yeah, well,
That
if there's a
is nice.
murder, then
Oh, God, we'll
I'll
be all over it.
it.
I tell you what, if there is, we should start a murder podcast. We'll investigate it.
Can you imagine?
We'd be terrible.
We'd be so bad because we'd just be like,
Did you do it?
where were you? Where were you on the night? You don't know? Okay, see ya. Who's next?
So you didn't do it? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know who did do it?
You could just tell us because we're going to get sick of this soon.
We
So
want to wrap this up in 8 episodes.
we've started it and now we're kind of done. So
Yeah, we started it and we went into it for a little bit and then we sort of got onto another job and we forgot what we started. And now I've got hard yolks.
yeah, so we're not going to do it anymore.
Well, listen, I want you to do a little bit better tomorrow morning. I want you to crack a window.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna air it out a bit tomorrow morning.
All right. God. Hey, Matty, this has been great. It's been fun.
So great.
Yes, and thank you all for joining us. It's been a joy. Take care out there.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, and keep an eye out for your little village Cosy Crimes.
Report back. Let me know if there's a cozy crime happening near you, and we'll come and do a half-assed job of solving it.
We'll come record a half an episode of investigating it until we get bored and do something else. Oh, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha nui, take care. We'll see you soon.